Hey, how's it going? I'm going to answer a question here. Will the Dallas Cowboys sign DeMarcus Lawrence this season? And you know what? I to tell you the truth, I don't know if they will. I don't think they will. I mean, I know DeMarcus Lawrence said he did not want to be franchise tagged. And the Cowboys said they will sign him and not franchise tag him. But why would you waste a franchise tag on somebody and then just sign them anyway? I mean, maybe they're going to sign him for next year. But let me tell you something about this whole situation here. You know, Lawrence the year before last had about 16 sacks. This last year, he only had like 10 sacks. Okay, and it's not... See, right now, the Cowboys have a great defensive line coach and a great defensive coach. You can't be good enough for them to break the bank trying to sign you. Because Marinelli can just as easily get another guy and develop him. You know, I mean, when you have a great coach, you can take cheap guys and make good players out of them. Because really, we have too many defensive linemen to sign. Tyrone Crawford is a freaking beast. He's going to want a lot of money. All those guys, Ross, Randy Gregory, they're all beasts. I know, Randy Gregory, I think he's in trouble again for the suspension, but Taco Charlton was doing beast. But here's the deal, you can't sign that many linemen. You know? And you know when you have good coaching, when your team is a never-ending revolving door, and you don't really pay anybody. Because that's how the Patriots are. They'll get a guy, you know, they don't pay wide receivers. Because they know they can just develop another one. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not a good coach and you need to hang on to this guy because he's doing good and you're not going to be able to develop anybody else to be as good as he is, then you have to hang on to a player and you have to pay a lot of money. You know what I mean? But I know that sounds weird, but, you know, unless a defensive guy is going to take a hometown discount, I mean, I don't see us signing like defensive guys. I really don't, because if our defense was good because of the players, that would be one thing. Then we'd have to sign as many as we could. But I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what defensive lineman we got. Rod Marinelli turned them into a star. Every single one of our linemen, even if they only come in for a few plays, they'll come in there and get a sack and then go back out. You know, and, you know, really that's what makes the Cowboys good. To beat the Cowboys, you have to run up the middle. That's how the Rams beat us. Okay? Because we have such good defensive linemen that, like, if we play a good quarterback, we have a better chance of beating a team with a great quarterback than a team with a great rushing game. Because, like, we beat the Saints. And then we lost to the Rams. And where the Cowboys are weak is running up the middle. Because we have small defensive linemen, which that may be on purpose, because when you run the 4-3, you have smaller defensive linemen and bigger linebackers. You know what I mean? We just don't have that big of linebackers. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, so since we don't have big linebackers, you know, big old Brian Urlachers and frickin' Rolando McClains, you know, 6'5" and, you know, 265, you know, like, you can run up the middle because our defensive tackles aren't that big. You know what I mean? To stop the run up the middle, you have to have big defensive tackles. Either that or really good, not really good, really big linemen, which is what we should have. We shouldn't, see, the Cowboys should not have big linemen. We should be able to make it the way we are, but we should have big, strong linebackers. See what I'm saying? It's like the 3-4 is the exact opposite, because you only have 3 linemen, so you need bigger linemen. Same thing with a 4-3. But you don't need big linebackers in the 3-4 because you have 4 linebackers. But in the 4-3, you have 4 linemen, so you don't need big linemen. But you only have 3 linebackers, so you need big linebackers. I know it sounds redundant. I'm saying it over and over again, but that's how you beat the Cowboys, is run straight up the gut. But, there's not a lot of teams that are brave enough just to stick to that philosophy the entire game the way the Rams did, But, with all the talent that we have, I just don't see us signing a guy who just came off a year where he only had 10 sacks to a max contract. When we can just get another guy and just build him up. We'll see what happens. I might be wrong. But, at this point, I think Rod Marinelli knows he can get a guy, same height, same weight, is DeMarcus Lawrence, and make him do just as good. I'm very doubtful about whether we're going to pay DeMarcus Lawrence this year. Because why would we waste a franchise tag on him if we're going to give him a contract? Unless we give him a contract that starts next year. And Lawrence might hold out. He's saying that he's not going to get his shoulder. He's got a shoulder issue. He's not going to get his shoulder operated on until they pay him, to punish the Cowboys. But, sometimes football is tough, and and everything's not going to go exactly your way. All you can do as a football player is go out there and ball out and play as hard as you can. You not playing good or not playing at all is not going to help the situation, in my opinion. I would be a franchise tag man. You can franchise tag me every single year, I want a contract, but, I understand, though, DeMarcus Lawrence wants a contract, but I'm just letting you guys know that the Cowboys have a great defensive line coach, so we'll see how it plays out, but that's my opinion on the subject. Stranger things have happened. When I was young, I used to think, if he's a star, he's going to get paid a bunch. But now, I've seen such strange things happen that I don't know. I'm skeptical about it. Anyways, that's my video. Thank you very much.